Well, if you've got nothing worth saying, then don't say anything. Now, whilst it's nice to have a theme or a topic when we go out and shoot and make these videos, I actually think it's not necessary, and in many cases I think it's actually detrimental to your photography. So I decided, as I often do, to take myself off on a lovely long walk around an estuary, a beautiful location I've been to many times before. But as I said, I was troubled by the fact that I didn't initially have a theme for this vlog. Now, whilst I like to have a theme, the whole point of going out is to enjoy yourself. So it came to me while I was walking on this one that as vloggers, we tend to want to push a point or make some particular purpose for our videos. But, you know, it's all been said time and time again. There's only so many times you can tell people how to focus sharply or, you know, capture as much detail as possible and then pull up the shadows and, you know, get everything in the scene or use the right aperture. I mean, I'm guilty of it as well. So I did think to myself, why should I always be so concerned with coming up with a purpose or a title for things? Why not just enjoy myself? Now, equipment is another area where people will often focus their videos. I mean, if you want to get views, talk about equipment, but equipment is important, yes. And I often talk about equipment and how I use it and why I use it. And I have lots of different types of equipment depending on the situation, and I usually mention what I'm shooting with on the particular video, but it's not the be-all and end-all. The most important thing is being out and about, and on this trip, to be honest, I could have taken any camera. I could have just taken my phone. Indeed, there are a couple of phone pictures on this video here, which are very nice, actually. I mean, you know, they're no disgrace at all. So it is largely for me about enjoying the experience, and sometimes I just don't want to say anything. I'm actually recorded this video with actually no commentary. I was just recording clips as I went along. And the other temptation is to think you have to go out and get great photographs when you're on one of these trips. You know, it's tempting to compare yourself to other people on Instagram or YouTube, and it seems like they're getting all the amazing images. Everything's falling just right for them. They got the best light, etc. But that isn't the case. It just doesn't happen like that most of the time. Most trips are, you know, a bit so-so, a bit meh. And being out and about is probably for me the most important part. And if I come back with one or two good shots, then I'm very happy. I'm very pleased indeed. And I got a few nice ones on this day. And here's one of the iPhone ones, which was taken with the panoramic mode. Very pleased with that. No shame in that at all, using an iPhone. But being up in the hills and getting all that fresh air and going for a bit of a hike is really, really important to me. And as the day drew on here, the light did improve and I got better and better shots, and I did enjoy being out there. I mean, again, I thought, what can you say about going for a walk in the hills when you've done so many walks in the hills and made so many videos of them? It's not always possible to come up with some unique angle or to say something, you know, particularly revelatory. It's just about being out there. So, as I said, I decided not to say anything on this particular trip, and I was going to record it as one of those ones with just a nice musical soundtrack. But I did think later, I thought, no, it's probably worth making the point that as vloggers, you know, we need to be honest with the audience, and we need to say sometimes that we haven't got anything particularly important to say, so don't say anything. Just show your work, just show your images. I mean, here's one of my favourites from the day. I mean, I love the lighting and the composition. And I also decided to show it as a softer, you know, sliders to the left type print, just to make a direct comparison. I mean, these are stunning areas within Snowdonia. These lakes are absolutely beautiful and the weather was perfect. So it's fine just to go out and, you know, if you want to complain as well and tell people the truth of it, if you're not having a good time, you can say it on the video. You don't have to make out that every trip you do or every experience or every photographic outing is a superb one. It isn't. Some of my trips have been real washouts, or I've been sore and very unhappy with the results. So, you know, spare a thought as well, I would say, for the full-time YouTubers who get a lot of stick for making videos that perhaps are, you know, designed to catch the attention and maybe sound a bit cliched. But, you know, if you're doing this as a full-time job, and thankfully I'm not, then you have to maintain your audience. You have to show things that are going to interest people time and time again. Well, I'm very fortunate, like I say, I'm just a happy amateur. I'm not doing this for sort of financial reward. I make a small amount of money from the advertising, and I also sell a few prints which don't actually make me any money. They cost me more to make than they are to sell. But yes, if you are somebody who needs to push out content because it's your business, then absolutely, you have to come up with ideas and themes and catch people's attention time and time again. And, anyone who's ever made these videos will understand that. So I hope you enjoyed the ramble in the hills there, and my bit of a ramble. And considering I said it was a vlog without a theme, it did actually end up ironically with a theme. The theme being that you don't have to make videos about any specific subject. You can make videos about anything you like. You can show the experience of being out. You can talk about equipment, whatever you want to do. But there are only a finite number of subjects you can talk about and discuss. And the more years and years people do on these videos, and the longer YouTube's been there, you're unlikely to find anything totally unique, and you shouldn't have to either. You should just make what pleases you. And if you're happy, then great. That's the whole point of being on YouTube for most of us. But obviously, if you are looking to push yourself and make a business out of it, then yes, absolutely. I totally understand why you would want to potentially, make very popular topics or talk about equipment. It's a business at the end of the day. We all have to make a living. But for me, I'm lucky, as I said, I'm an amateur. I can put what I like out. So don't be surprised if you see more and more videos of me just walking around in the hillside enjoying myself. Oh, with a bit of nice music as well. So thanks for putting up with my ramble, and I'll see you again on the next trip.